Okay, good morning, class. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Google Meet. Today is the 6th of May, and as of 5:03, I am glad that all the expected participants of today's meet are here. So, to start off our discussion, I am going to present a short video, and I want you to pay attention to the sentences in the video. Is that okay with you guys?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I am your teacher. You are the students. I am your teacher. You are the students. I am your teacher. You are the students. Whoa, that is an interesting introduction. But it has something to do with our lesson. For now, let me share with you something. In a class, a teacher presented a picture and she asked the student what comes to their mind when they see the picture. One student said, I am found, which is a part of a song sung by Idina Menzel, aka Elsa, entitled Show Yourself. Another student said, Anna is the queen now. And another student said, Elsa and Anna are sisters. Now, analyze these sentences and identify the verb in each sentence. Okay. Excuse me, class, if I'm looking at the different direction, it is because I'm using two devices. One is for recording and one is for presenting. So now, okay. What we have here on the screen are the sentences presented in the video. Now, I want you to identify the verb in each sentence. In sentence number one, I am found. What do you think is the verb? Anyone?
Ma'am?
Yes,
Ma'am.
Miss Lee?
Ma'am, I think the verb in sentence number one is am.
That's correct. Okay. How about in second sentence? Anna is the queen now. What do you think is the verb?
Ma'am.
Yes, Miss Navarro?
Ma'am. Is the verb in the second sentence, ma'am.
That's right. And how about in the third sentence? What do you think is the verb?
Ma'am,
Yes, Miss Cayora?
I think the verb in the third sentence is are po. Are.
That is also correct. Well done, guys. Now, M is and are what we call the be verbs. They are different from other verbs because they are irregular verbs. Other verbs add something in their form, but irregular verbs can change their form. Other verbs can add something like can add to their form s or es or d or ed, but irregular verbs can change their form. Now I want you to identify the subjects in the three sentences. Remember that the subject is the one being talked about in the sentence. Now, can someone identify the subject in each sentence? Anyone?
Ma'am?
Yes, Miss Lim.
Ma'am, in the sentence number 1, the subject is I. In sentence number 2, the subject is Anna. Then in
Okay,
sentence number 3, the subjects are Elsa and Anna po.
that's correct. Very good, Miss Lim. Okay, I can see that everybody has already have an idea about the lesson. Very good about that. Now, in the sentence, I am found. Look at the sentence number 1. I am found. Is the subject I singular or plural? Yes, Miss
Ma'am,
Navarro.
the subject I is
Ma'am.
singular.
Very good. How about the verb am, Miss Navarro? Is it singular or plural? The verb am.
It is singular,
That's
ma'am.
correct. Okay. Now in the third sentence, Elsa and Anna are sisters in the sentence. Is the subject Elsa and Anna singular or plural? Anyone from the group? Okay.
Ma'am.
Yes, Miss Caliora?
Plural po.
Very good. Miss Caliora, how about the verb are? Is it singular or plural? Miss Caliora?
Plural din po.
Okay. Very good. Now, here is something to think about. What do you observe about the positioning of the
Plural.
be verbs? That's correct, Miss Caliora. Now, what do you observe about the positioning of the verbs, of the be verbs? Is there a rule about its positioning? The position of the verb and if it's singular or plural is under what we call the subject-verb agreement. Now, here is the subject-verb agreement. That if the subject is singular, the verb that follows the subject must also be singular. And if the subject is plural, the verb that follows the subject must also be plural. Now, based on your observation of the verbs in the sentences, in what tense are the verbs are? What do you think is the tense of the verbs? Anyone?
Ma'am,
Yes, Miss Navarro.
present tense, ma'am.
Very good, that's correct. Now take a look at the second sentence. Let's go back. Here, Anna is the queen now. That's the second sentence. Now before, Elsa was the queen in the first movie of Frozen. And then uh, the fact that Elsa is the queen is already in the past because in the second movie, Anna is the queen now. Now this proves that the sentence is happening at the present because it uses the present simple verb, which is is. Now I assume that you now have a clue of what be verbs are to be used. Now let's try answering this set of sentences with missing verbs. Wait. What I have here are a set of sentences with missing verbs. Now, I want you to state what is the appropriate verb to use in every sentence. In sentence number 1, I blank a student. What do you think is the missing verb? Anyone?
Ma'am,
Yes, Miss Navarro.
I think the verb is am.
Very good. Let's write it down. It is am. Now, for the second sentence, he blank hungry. What is the appropriate verb to be used? Anyone? Yes,
Ma'am?
Miss Lim?
Ma'am, I think
Ma'am.
the appropriate verb to use is is.
Yes, that's correct. Now, how about in the third sentence? She blank happy. What is the missing verb? Anyone?
Ma'am.
Yes, Miss Kayora.
I think the missing verb is po.
Very good. That's also correct. Is. Now, for the fourth sentence, we blank late. We blank late. What's the missing verb?
Ma'am,
Yes, Miss Navarro.
Ma'am.
the missing verb is
Very
are.
good. Now, let's write it down. For the last sentence, they blank from England. They blank from England. What is the missing verb? Yes,
Ma'am?
Miss Lim.
Ma'am.
The missing verb is are.
Very good. That's also correct. Thank you for that. Now, that's a job well done for everyone. Now to study the sentences. Analyze it. What we have here in the first column. What do we call this? Anyone from the group?
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
Yes? Miss Lim?
they are called subjects po.
That's correct. Subjects. Now, based from your observation, if I is the subject, what is the verb? What will be the verb if I is is the subject?
ma'am.
Who is it?
Me po,
Yes,
ma'am.
Miss Navarro.
I think the verb is am.
Very good. Now, if the subject is he or she, what is the verb to be used? What will be the verb? Anyone? Anyone from the group?
Ma'am.
Miss Kayora.
Ma'am.
Yes, Miss Kayora.
I think is
Very
is po.
good. Now, how about the subjects we or they? What will be the verb to be used? Anyone?
Ma'am,
Yes, Miss Navarro.
we use the verb are.
Very good. Now, if I and am were to combine, if he or she and is were to combine, and if we or they and are were to combine, we called it a conjugated pair, which means a joint pair or a coupled pair. It means that I and am He is, she is, we are, they are always combined. They are always connected. So now, here's the question. What's the rule about this? What's the pattern? Why does a verb follows a specific type of subject? That is what we're going to talk about in the lesson. I want to ask you guys something. Do you remember my introduction in the video earlier? Do you remember that, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you think it has something to do with our topic? I repeatedly say that I am your teacher and you are the students. Do you think that has something to do with our lesson for today?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Because I use the be verbs am and are
Yes po.
in the sentence. In the sentence, I am your teacher and you are the students. That's why I repeatedly say those sentences in the video. So now, the be verb has a rule of form. It is first, there comes the subject, then the be verb or the verb be, and then the rest of sentences. For example, the subject is I, then the verb be is am, then the rest of the sentence is a student. If we say the whole sentence says, it is I am a student. Now, the simple present is a verb tense with two main uses. We use the simple present tense when an action is happening right now or regularly. The verb to be or the be verbs refers to a present or general state, whether temporary, permanent, or habitual. For example, I am happy. She is helpful. The be verbs can also be used to refer to something true at the present moment. For example, she is 20 years old. He is a student. Now, using the present simple verb, we can say our name like I am Carmeli. We can say where we come from, like I am from the Philippines. He is from Japan. We can also say our age, like I am 20 years old. She is 15. We can share our emotions, like I am sad or happy. They are excited. You see, we can use the present simple be verb if what we want to say is happening at the present time. Do you guys understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Okay, take a look at this. The I am and we are pairs are used in the first person point of view. It is when we talk about ourselves, our opinions, and the things that happen to us. Then the you are pair is used in the second person point of view, which belongs to the person or the people being addressed, while the he, she, or it is and they are pairs are used in the third person point of view, which belongs to the person or people being talked about. The third person point of view are usually used in narration. So do you understand that, students? Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good.
Yes,
Now,
ma'am.
look at these sentences. Can someone please read the following sentences on the screen?
Ma'am,
Yes, Miss Navarro.
the first sentence is I'm responsible. The second is you're my brother. The third is
Okay.
he's very generous.
Thank you, Miss Navarro. That was very nice. Now, are the verbs still there? Think about that. Are the verbs still there? Anyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes.
okay,
Yes,
that's
ma'am.
correct. Now, what happened to the verb? What do you think happened to the verb in the sentences? Anyone?
Ma'am.
Yes, Miss Navarro?
Ma'am.
Ma'am, I think the verb was shortened po.
Very good. The verb
Ma'am.
be or the be verb is yes, Miss Caliora. Miss Caliora? Okay, let's proceed. Now, the be verb or the verb be is contracted by putting an
Yes po,
apostrophe
ma'am.
after the subject and the verb, and the verb will be added but without the first letter of the verb. So this form is what we call the affirmative or positive contracted forms. Now, here is the rule of form. Subject comes first, then the apostrophe plus the contracted form of the be verb, then the rest of the sentences. For example, if the subject is I, then you will add apostrophe after I, then the contracted form of M, which is will be the M letter will be the remaining letter. Then the rest of the sentence, a teacher. So if we say the whole sentence, it is I'm a teacher. It is not I am anymore. It is I'm a teacher. Okay, let's look at the table here. Here are the contracted forms of the subject. Oh, or the full, or the verbs rather, not the subject. Now, the contracted form of M is apostrophe M. The contracted form of R is apostrophe RE. Then the contracted form of is apostrophe S. Now, if the subject and the contracted form were to combine, it will be I'm, your, his, she's, it's, we're, your, their, and that's all. That's the contracted form of the be verbs. Now, let's take a look at the following sentences and analyze these sentences as well. Can someone please read the following sentences presented on the screen? Anyone?
Ma'am,
Yes, Miss Lim.
I am not from America. He is not my teacher. We are not related.
Very good. Now, what is the word after the be verb? What is the word after the verb be? Yes,
Ma'am,
Miss Navarro.
after the verb be, you can find the word
Very
not.
good. Nice observation. Now, Miss Navarro, do you think am not, is not, are not pairs are verbs? Do you think they are verbs?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. The verb be, or the be verbs, becomes negative by adding the word not after the be verb. This is what we call negative forms. Now, here is the rule of form of the negative form. Subject comes first, then the be verb plus the not word, and then the rest of the sentence. For example, the subject is I, the be verb is am plus not. If we will say the whole sentence, it will be I am or I'm not a teacher. Do you guys understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, here are the negative forms of the be verbs. Am plus not, am not, are not, is not. The contracted form, am, apostrophe am not, apostrophe re not, apostrophe s not. For a minute, my laptop is running low. Okay, let's proceed. Sorry for the interruption. Now, if the subject form and the contracted form and negative form were to combine, it will be I'm not, you're not, he's not, she's not, it's not, we're not, you're not, and they're not. Next, how about these sentences? Can someone please read the following sentences? Anyone?
Ma'am,
Ma'am.
Yes, Miss Navarro?
the first sentence is, am I beautiful? The second is, are you a teacher? The third one is he tall?
Very good. Nicely said. Now, where is the verb? Where is the be verb now? Anyone?
Ma'am,
Yes, Miss Cariora?
I think it's before the subject and at the beginning of the sentence po.
That's correct. Now, what happened to the sentence if the be verb is before the subject and at the beginning of the sentence? What happened to the sentence? Anyone?
Ma'am,
Yes, Miss Navarro?
it became
Ma'am,
a question po.
Very good. It became a question because if the be verb or the verb be is before the subject or at the beginning of the sentence, it becomes a question. And this form is used in asking questions. This is called the question or interrogative form of the be verbs. The question interrogative form has also a rule of form. It will start with the be verb, then the subject, then the rest of the verb, rest of the sentence rather. Now, for example, the be verb is am, the subject is I, then the rest of the sentence is a teacher. The whole sentence will be, am I a teacher? Was that clear, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Now, also, the question and interrogative forms can also be used in WH questions. We could add the WH word before the be verb, like Like this. Where am I? What is it? Who are you? Where are you? What is that? Yeah, those kind of questions, huh? Now, do you understand the rules? Class, do you understand the rules?
Yes po.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, here are the be verbs being in a question or interrogative forms. You can see the be verbs here at the in front of the subject at the beginning of the sentence. Then it ends with the question mark. So now let me ask you, if the sentence state what is happening at the present using the be verb, the sentence is in what tense? Anyone? The sentence is at the sentence is at the what?
Ma'am.
Yes, Miss Navarro.
At the present tense po, ma'am.
That's correct. Very good, Miss Navarro. Now, if we were to put apostrophe next to the subject and erase the first letter of the verb of the be verb is in what form? Anyone?
Ma'am.
Yes, Miss Caliora.
Ma'am.
Yes, Miss Caliora.
Affirmative passive contracted form po.
Very good. That's correct. Now, if we add the word not to the verb, to the be verb, what is the form of the be verb? If we add the word not, what form? Anyone? Yes,
Ma'am,
Miss Lim.
it is called negative form po.
Very good. Now, if we put the be verb or the verb be in front or before the subject, the be verb is in what form?
Ma'am.
Yes, Miss
Ma'am.
Navarro.
I think the form will be question or interrogative form po.
Very good. Okay, very good, everyone. Now, if you really understand the lesson, here are some exercises. Okay, for exercise number 1, construct 5 sentences with the affirmative or positive form of the verb be or the be verb, such as the am, is, are. Construct 5 sentences of the affirmative or positive form of the be verb. Now, for exercise number 2, determine what form of the be verb, the verb be, such as affirmative or positive, negative, question. Determine what form of the be verb in each sentence is. Identify what verb is used in each sentence. What be verb is used in each sentence. Is it am, is, or are? Okay, I also put there an example of how you will answer the exercise 2. Open close parenthesis. Inside of it is affirmative or positive hyphen is. That's how you're going to do it. Now, can anyone please read the following sentences? Anyone?
Ma'am.
Yes, Miss Navarro.
The first sentence is, "Where am I?" The
Okay.
second is, "They are the firefighters of this town." The third one is, "We are not going to celebrate." The fourth one is, "You are early today." The fifth one is, "He's from South Korea."
Okay, that's good. Now, I will give you 10 minutes to answer both exercises. Write your answers on a sheet of paper and take a photo of it. Attach it in our Google Classroom. I have posted the exercise there as an assignment. And after answering, you may post it there. Later, I will call you one by one to share your answers. Now, your 10 minutes starts now. Okay, time's up. Is everybody finished with their outputs?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Now, for the exercise 1,
Yes, ma'am.
can someone please give us one sentence using the affirmative or positive form of the verb? Miss Navarro.
Um, my mother is a great cook.
Very good. What do you think is the be verb there?
The be verb is.
Very good. Now, how about you, Miss Lim? Give us a
Yes, ma'am.
sentence. Give us a sentence.
They are mad now.
Very good. What's the be verb there?
The be verb there is are.
Very good. Now, how about you, Miss Caliora? Give us one sentence. Miss Caliora?
We are family.
Okay, that was lovely. Okay, that's correct. What is the be verb used there, Miss Caliora?
Are po.
Very good. Now, okay, for the exercise number 2, for number 1, what is the answer? Anyone from the group? What is the answer for number 1?
Ma'am.
Yes, Miss Navarro.
The answer in number one is question or interrogative form, and the be verb is am.
Very good. How about in number 2? Anyone?
Ma'am,
Yes, Miss Lim.
the answer for number two is affirmative or positive form, and the be verb used is are.
That's correct.
Ma'am.
Now, how about in the number 3? How about number 3?
Ma'am.
Yes, Miss Caliora.
Negative form po and the be verb is are not.
Very good. I'm glad that you noticed that. Now, in number 4, what is the answer?
Ma'am.
Yes, Miss
Ma'am.
Navarro.
Number four is affirmative positive form, and the be verb is are.
Very good. How about the last sentence? What's the answer for number 5?
Ma'am,
Yes, Miss Lim.
so the answer for the last number is affirmative or positive form or in contracted form, and the be verb used is is.
Very good. I'm glad that you also noticed that you got the right answer. Is everybody in the class got the same answers?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Very good. I'm glad to hear
Yes,
that.
ma'am.
Now, do you have any questions now?
None, ma'am.
Are you sure?
None, ma'am.
Yes, okay.
None po.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yes po.
I hope that you learn a lot from today's discussion. That's all for today, class. Class dismissed. Thank you and God bless. Thank you for
Thank you,
listening.
ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.